and Tornato 2. This is Calcio, and I have here with me Basil, a Milanista, Milan fan, and from Milan Club Singapore. Hi, Basil.
Hey,
How
Azmi.
are you?
I'm doing fine, man. Weird result last night, but okay. Well,
Yeah, I mean, I expected it to be a draw lah, at most because if not like Inter will win because of the whole defense. I think you have a lot of players that are not available for selection anyway.
yeah, honestly, the draw is a fair result, lah, to be honest. But I mean, I would have taken a draw without the snake scoring, lah. That's for sure.
But it's okay. You guys still joint top with Napoli.
Yeah. Amazing season so far, to be honest.
Yeah, amazing, man. I mean, like I wasn't expecting Milan to be like at the top from the start of the season, but because I think earlier on in the game it's like you like the result is like very low scoring and all that.
Yeah. No, I think one thing great about the current team is that they know how to play football, lah. Like of course sometimes when we miss our starters, right? Then we start to falter here and there. But generally speaking, they know how to move the ball around, which is a lot more than I can say for maybe the past 5-6 years. The so-called Benter era of Milan. Yeah. So at least this Milan is entertaining to watch, lah.
Yeah. Okay. When did you first started supporting Milan and why? How did you get to support Milan?
Very hazy, man, to be honest. Like I back then in the 90s, so I have a lot of cousins and relatives who are actually Man U supporters. So they spent a lot of time trying to indoctrinate their club support lah. Then okay lah. At the start, you get like Man U jerseys, you get like Man U souvenirs and all that. Then when you start playing football games when you're in primary school, then you start using like Man U. And there was this game that I played called Football Masters. It's a very obscure game, by from Pasar Malam one. Then it was like one of those like management games lah. Then Then around, I think that time I was using Man U. Yeah, definitely using Man U. Then I signed Shevchenko from Dynamo Kiev. Yeah, so I was like, this guy, like the stats quite good. So just sign him from Dynamo Kiev. Then after a while, kind of like lost track of where this guy went. And then after that, if I'm not wrong, in the early 2000s or so, right? Like just the turn of the millennium lah. I was very young. I was like, I think primary 6 or sec 1 or like that only. So Serie A was shown on Channel 5, remember? Yeah. So long time ago. Then I remember the derby matches, Inter versus Milan and all, right? And then I saw Shevchenko. Yeah, and then I was like, oh, he's at this club.
Remember the player lah.
Yeah, and then one of the matches that I really fondly recall was the 6-0 thrashing of Inter in May 2001. Yeah, that was one of the matches I remember. Yeah.
You still remember?
I think it's May 2001. I'm not sure whether it's 2000 or but it's the 2000-2001 season lah. The one where Comandini scored twice. Yeah. So that game, right? Wow, it was like, wow, this team play with a lot of passion. Yeah. And then later on, they started to sign like Nesta, they signed Inzaghi, players like that. And all those players were the big. Serie A was big then, right? And all those players were the big stars. And then you start to, just follow and whenever you can. And then when I went to secondary school, right, it was the era of streaming. Yeah, so just keep on finding like the URL and all that. And then after that, we won the Champions League in 02-03. That was nice. Then we won the league in the following season. And basically in that decade, Milan was the biggest team in world football lah. Like I think it's very hard to dispute that. I don't know who came before, but it was Milan, and then later on it became Barcelona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think before that it was like Real Madrid or something.
Yeah, Real Madrid, correct. The Galacticos,
Yeah.
correct. And then it was Milan for that decade until we won the Champions League in 07 and then we just went on downhill after that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
more than 10 years already, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, safe to say I've been supporting Milan close to 2 decades lah.
Yeah.
If you count that from the early 2000s, it's quite scary. How time just flies.
I remember like in the 90s, if you want to watch Serie A, you don't get to choose which match you're watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, you turn on the
Yeah.
TV, because
Yeah.
even in the newspaper listings, they don't even say which match is playing. They just say Serie A, Italian Serie A, and then
Yeah.
you turn on the TV and say,
Yeah.
it's most probably it's the bigger clubs, the Juventus game,
Yeah.
the Inter game, the Milan game.
Yeah.
I understand you got to see Milan play live, but it wasn't in Italy.
Yeah, it
Is
was.
that correct?
Yeah, it wasn't Italy. I have not been to Italy. In fact, I haven't been out of Asia yet.
So where do you watch Milan play?
I went to the International Champions Cup game against Inter in 2015. So it was the preseason match, the one that they played in Shenzhen. Yeah, I was like, the moment I heard Milan was going to China, I was really interested to go, and I saw they were going to Shenzhen and, if I'm not wrong, Guangzhou. And the games were like 9 days apart. So I was thinking, maybe I can afford to go for both. Yeah, but I eventually I didn't because I decided, like, back then I was I was dating an ex-girlfriend and we decided to make that like just like a trip lah. So it would be like a few days to Hong Kong and then one day we will go up to Shenzhen to watch the game, and then we will come back to Hong Kong lah. Yeah. So I didn't manage to make the trip to Guangzhou to watch Milan play Real Madrid. But if I had made that trip, right, that would be Donnarumma's debut.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah. So the game I actually saw, it was a really incredible memory. I mean, it was the one where Felipe Maxes scored that like karate kick goal, and the match finished 1-0 in favor of Milan. And I would say that the atmosphere was incredible. I mean, it was the Milan team with Abbiati in goal, and it was like Mihailovic was coaching. Then we had Carlos Bacca, we had like Bonaventura. Yeah, your Bonaventura now. Yeah, so he was the one that delivered the assist. Yeah, so that was a pretty incredible experience. I mean, if I recall correctly, that year was the same year that the Lee Yong Hong management took over. So it was like there was a lot of promise and hope in that Milan team. Yeah, it turned out to be empty promises, right? But there was a lot of promise and hope, and it showed in the Chinese fans, because if there's one thing that I can say about the AC Milan fans from China, they are insane. They really go all out, man. Like if I recall correctly, I was seated in the curva, a few sectors away from where the like all the songs were happening. So I was like, damn it, if I'm here, I need to be there. So during halftime, I put my ex-girlfriend and I was like, okay, we are sneaking over there.
Yeah. So the Chinese Milan fans, they were not at the curva lah.
They were at the curva. It was at the curva. Like so we were on one side of the curva, but they were like a few sectors down.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we were like, okay, we're sneaking over. And then when I snuck over there, I saw my Indonesian Milanista fans. Like the guys that we are in touch with. Then we saw them. We were like, hey. So it was really. I mean, it was really one hell of an experience, lah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Imagine
memorable.
like actually watching a match in San Siro.
Yeah, I figure I've got to do that soon. The due
before the
date,
new stadium.
yeah, the due date is 2025, man, or 2026. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
At
and
least you guys,
I'm trying,
are
man.
getting a new stadium.
Yeah, but I mean, politics aside, right? The old stadium is iconic, lah.
Of course it is, but
Yeah,
it is. But never mind lah. That one give to Inter lah. Old lady. At least you guys gonna have a new stadium. Fiorentina, Rocco wants to build a new stadium, but he's not allowed.
well,
Italian politics, what to do?
yeah, Italian politics, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what's your favorite Milan player ever?
The guy leading the charge now, man. It's got to be Paolo Maldini, man. Like,
Maldini.
yeah, I mean, when I first started watching Milan, Maldini must have been like my current age, 32. Yeah, and then he played until 41. Like
Yeah.
to play at that level until this age, right? At his time is almost completely unheard of, lah. Like he
Yeah,
won
that's
the
true.
Champions League. He won the Champions League for the last time when he was 38. I mean, he literally played through injuries for the final. You know, I think overall, not just the fact that he's an amazing footballer, but I think he's an exceptional leader. That's for sure. He
Yeah.
is a real gentleman. Yeah, and I think he knows how to. I think Maldini would have made a great coach because he knows how to inspire people. But but I'm glad he didn't become a coach because a coach is always prone to. I mean, look what happened to Seedorf and Inzaghi and all
Yeah,
the
man.
ex players who became coaches. Yeah.
So then now his son is playing for Milan now, right?
Yeah, Daniel.
Yeah, that's his second son, if I
The
remember
second son.
correctly.
Yes,
And
yes. I mean, pity them lah. Growing up with that name, it's not just your father, it's your grandfather
Yeah.
also.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? I mean, the kind of amount of pressure and the legacy you got to live up to,
Yeah,
especially if you
man.
go into the same field. I don't know whether Daniel will actually live up to the name, man. Like, I mean, it's still very early in his career. Yeah.
He still got a very long career ahead of him. But I mean, from what I've seen, like he played the few minutes that he played, I think he looks to be on the right track lah so far.
So far so good lah. So far so good. Yeah, but I think a lot of there were maybe a couple of times that he was subbed in that I felt like maybe he shouldn't be subbed in. Yeah, because the too much pressure. Yeah, especially the game against Liverpool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But I think he handled himself quite well.
Yeah, pretty okay.
I think he probably needs more minutes, maybe against like smaller teams like Spezia or something.
Yeah. Well, he did well against Spezia, but he scored the goal.
Okay, current team. What's your favorite? Who's your favorite?
Oh, current team favorite player. I don't want to say Ibra lah, cause that's too like. I mean, Ibra
Too
is
obvious,
too.
right?
No, I mean, Ibra is Ibra, But I think it's definitely a toss up between Sandro Tonali and Davide Calabria. Yeah, but if I were to pick one, I would go for Calabria, because Calabria is like he's looking like the classic one club man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's I mean he literally came out of nowhere. Like he was thrust into the starting right back role when Di Silio decided to join Juventus. Yeah, and I mean guys only like what 25 or 26 or something like that, and he's already wearing the armband and already showing that he can play at the highest levels. So as long as he can keep that up, he can improve and can stay at the club. Most importantly, I think he's gonna be the next we call it Bandiera.
Yeah. So Pioli, what's your take on him? How is he doing so far?
Well, I'm really surprised, man. Like when we signed Stefano Pioli, right? He wasn't a he wasn't a coach with a fantastic record. Like he coached Lazio, he coached Bologna, he coached Fiorentina, he coached Inter, and to be honest, he was pretty crap at Inter.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
But he
he had a
was pretty
terrible
good
record at
at
Inter.
Fiorentina.
Yeah. He was pretty good at Fiorentina, but he was terrible at Inter. Yeah, so when like I mean we were coming off like Marco Giampaolo, right? So
Mm.
and
That was,
Giampaolo, everybody in the Milan chat group hates him, man. Just
I think
FYI.
anybody will be better than Gianpaolo, okay?
I don't know, man. Like
I think Beppe Yakini also will be better.
yeah, I don't know what they were thinking when they signed Giampaolo, but uh when we signed Pioli, it was always we always had that feeling that it was gonna be temporary. Like he was just gonna be like a placeholder because we are broke. We are broke or some shit, and then we were
Broke
gonna
still want to
sign
sign to Sun. Oh.
yeah, and then, yeah, and then we were gonna like strike a deal with Rangnick later on or something like that. But after that, uh, you know what I like about Pioli is he doesn't listen to the rumors. He just focuses on the job, and you know his focus led to our incredible undefeated streak in 2020. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
man.
was quite. I mean, it was like uh it was the first time that we felt all of us Milanisti felt that you know maybe this is where we exit the Benta era. Yeah, and then we signed Ibra. We made the right moves in the transfer market. Yeah, we signed Ibra. We signed Rebic. We signed
Yeah.
Theo. Yeah, these and we signed Brahim Diaz. These have been, Rafael Leao. All these guys have become key players in our current setup. And then we made some pretty good like loan deals as well in the form of Tonali, and then we got Benacer. So all these players were picked up during the Maldini era.
Mm.
Yeah, and uh of course we consolidated the coming out of the Benta era with qualifying for the Champions League again, which was really
Finally.
really nice feeling to have after so long.
But then
Yeah.
the performances in the Champions League.
Yeah, well, a lot of us, some of us are taking the the opinion that it's for a lot of the players playing, it's their first time in the Champions League, and they need to lose and lose hard first before they know what the level is like. Yeah. So one thing I know and I appreciate about this Milan team is that they do learn from mistakes. Like especially last season, right? When last season um we lost to Atalanta.
Mm.
Atalanta was like we lost 3-0 to Atalanta mid-season. And Atalanta was the last team that we had to play. It was like wow, some of my fellow fans didn't even want to watch the game. You're like, okay, we'll just take whatever result that comes. And then we ended up qualifying for the Champions League, by beating Atalanta. It was like the whole undefeated streak started with a 5-0 loss to Atalanta. Yeah, and then mid-season last season we lost 3-0, and then after that because they play really really good football, high pressing and all that, right?
Yeah.
And then in the final game of the season, we actually learned how to counter their football.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, granted that we won through two very legitimate penalties, but we did match up to them, and we frustrated Atalanta, and we got a result against them. They have this the team generally has a very good attitude, like in the dressing room, and I think it's actually gotten better after the departures of Donnarumma and Calhanoglu.
Tananolu scored against you guys in the
Yeah,
derby.
yeah. Well, go and have a look at the replay of the foul. It's not a foul, man.
I agree lah. It's not a foul lah. It's just a tangle of legs and
Yeah,
bodies and all
yeah.
that.
No VAR. What the hell?
I mean, at at most also is just play on. Should have been just a play on ball lah.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the match, the derby match, of course?
I think it was I would say it's a fair result considering, and it's a result that we shouldn't be too disheartened by it, considering that Inter had a nearly full squad, and we were still missing players through injuries and of course suspension, and some of our players that were returning for the first time since they were out. So I think at least we didn't lose. We still keep the undefeated record, and hoping Napoli and Inter draw next. that would be the best result for us, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. So now this international break, 2 weeks. I know a few Milan players are playing for the national teams.
Yeah.
So let's hope no injuries for you guys. Actually, for me, I hope there are injuries for you guys. You guys are facing Fiorentina next, and we don't have our first choice centre back.
Oh yeah, really stupid. But okay, we benefit. So I'm not gonna complain about that.
So what to look forward to in the next few matches? I mean, besides Fiorentina.
Well, of course, I hope the team remains undefeated. But we all know that eventually it will come to an end, right? And I just hope that, because last year it was the same story. We were undefeated for quite a fair bit, and then we lost to, if I recall correctly, Juventus. Then after that, the whole team went into disarray. Suddenly we couldn't play football.
Yeah, but then
suddenly we couldn't play football for a few months.
Looking at the fixtures, you guys are up. After Fiorentina is of course Champions League again.
Yeah.
And then it's Sassuolo, Genoa, Salernitana, all like bottom half, lower teams,
Yeah. But then in January we play Juve, and if I'm not wrong, a couple of weeks after that international break, then we play Inter. So, and then if I'm not wrong, the week after is Roma. Really not kind, man.
I think the first match in January is Roma, I think.
Oh, the first match in January. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, really not kind, man.
And then before Christmas, it's Napoli.
Right. Oh yeah,
Napoli,
that's a big one. Yeah. I think that match will decide the winter champion.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And it'd be interesting to see where we are by then.
I think it's probably at the top or near the top before that match against Napoli.
I'm optimistic lah, for sure. I'm optimistic because I think that this squad with a couple more reinforcements will be actually a title winning squad. I think they've shown that even though that some of the players are not like world class quality, right? But they have that hunger in them. Yeah.
Winter Mercato, who do you expect to come in, or who do you want to see come in?
No specific players, to be honest, but I think we probably need to sign a left back. Yeah, because Balotelli isn't although he's cleared the ball off the line last game. I think he's not performing well. Probably need to get a left back on loan. A left back on loan, and another attacking midfielder would be nice, and maybe a backup like winger who can play on both flanks. Yeah, because I think Castillo is on his way out. Yeah.
I mean, that rumor is ever since the summer.
Yeah, but anyway. I think it's happening lah. I think it's really happening. So because he's not even in the Champions League squad, what? If Belotti is available, then just take a. But I don't want to pay Cairo. I don't want to pay Cairo anything, man. Yeah.
But then again, Winter Mercato for Belotti, probably like low price. You want, if not,
5
you
mil,
will go for
take it or leave
free
it.
in the
Yeah,
summer, right?
yeah, yeah. Might offer a pity pay or something.
I mean,
Yeah,
obviously, you probably can't get Berardi. He's gonna like cost more than you guys can afford.
yeah. I think Berardi is a bit tough to
Yeah.
acquire. But yeah, lah, a winger, attacking midfielder, a left back. Yeah, yeah.
I swear, you guys have a long list of injured players,
Oh,
but
we have a shit recovery system, man.
but then
Yeah,
you guys are still at the top. It's amazing what Pioli and
yeah.
the
You
staff
know, I
is
mean, like I
doing
said,
lah.
there's the belief lah. Like in the maybe in the past couple of years, right? Well, maybe in the past 5-6 years, the tendency is whenever Milan concede 2 goals, that's it. The most you're gonna get is a draw. And if Milan don't score first, Milan will lose. You know, that's the mindset that a lot of us had, like we've been accustomed to. But then this team, you can score against them, but they will score like more than you. And then also the tendency is this Milan team tends to score very early on in the first 10-15
Mm.
minutes. So we score early and then we score another goal just before halftime. Then you know, we pretty much smooth sailing after that lah. Yeah,
But at least
maybe we'll concede one, but
at least nowadays, like Italian teams, they don't like score one and then sit back and
yeah,
defend.
yeah. I think that
A lot.
stereotype them old
That's
lah.
damn old lah. That's like the late 90s, early 2000s
Yeah,
stereotype.
like who are, I mean, if you look at like even last night's derby, it was end to end, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
last night's derby was end to end stuff. And then when you have Napoli playing, right? Napoli is a fluid team.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Napoli is a
From
scary team to
back
play
to
against.
front, very
Correct,
fast.
correct, correct. So that stereotype terrible lah. No, and even no, I would say even the smaller teams know how to attack.
Exactly. I was
Yeah.
watching the Sassuolo and Udinese match. That was crazy, man.
Sassuolo, don't say Yeah,
I
and
mean,
then
I expected Sassuolo to win the game after like leading 2-1.
yeah.
And then suddenly like Udinese like come back,
Yeah,
equalize and
yeah,
then won the
yeah.
game.
No, look. Even yesterday's example, Roma and Venezia.
Oh man.
Who expected Venezia to take them apart? You know? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's actually a very exciting time for the Serie A lah.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, right, like the table, I wouldn't say the champion lah. Usually the number second to six, right? Very exciting one.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's been this way for the past few seasons. Yeah.
Yeah, but actually this season, from like first to maybe like 15, 14, they're
Yeah.
all exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They play good football, lah, that's for sure. Yeah.
Now, what are your thoughts on this Serie A question in general?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about like North American owners taking over Serie A
North
clubs?
America. Wow. I
North
don't
American
know.
because got Canadian
Yeah.
also, what?
Yeah. Got Canadian own who?
I can't remember. I think it's Hellas, I think.
Oh, Verona.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like ownership is ownership lah. Because as long as the ownership respects the heritage and the origins of the club, right? I don't see a problem, to be honest. Like I think in modern sports, right? Any investment is an investment, right? It's an investment in the future of the club lah. As long as the club doesn't lose its identity. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, like I mean you see Elliot is also from the US, right? Yeah, and Elliot owns Milan, Elliot owns Lille, but and what they're only interested in is turning a profit on the club.
Yeah.
And I think so far they've been very happy to, you know, let Maldini run the show, and I think that's actually showing respect to the heritage of the club. Yeah, which I'm perfectly fine with. Yeah.
But I think like the sports business side of American sports is what Italian teams should look forward to.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. And I think maybe that's what the American investors can bring in, that kind of expertise, but still have to do it the Italian way, because if you realize, right, like there are a lot of Americans who are starting to get into European sports, like football, Formula One and all that, right? But the sport doesn't really change to accommodate them.
Yep.
Yeah. So and I think the fans who appreciate European sports, like even for us, right? For us from Asia, right? We watch European sports. I think we appreciate it for what it is. We don't necessarily need them to change certain things to suit our taste. I for one am super glad, right, that Milan has never done that thing where they change the sponsor to Chinese just to, you know, pay tribute to the Chinese fans or whatever crap like that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad we have never done something like that. You know, it's like to me it's just like uh it's patronizing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
I
Yeah.
like AC Milan for what AC Milan is. I don't need AC
Mm,
Milan to transform into like a Asian club for me, you know?
I agree.
Yeah.
I think that should be all for now. Thank you, Basil, for
Okay,
coming
thanks,
on and
Asmi. Thank you,
answering
thank you.
stupid questions.
Oh, no worries, bro. Enjoyed it. It's quite fun.
Thank you,
Yeah.
and bye bye.
See you, man. Bye bye.